This is our last video for now. If you have any other questions that aren't covered by these videos, please send me an email or let me know so that way I can put together some additional videos or talk to you one-on-one how to do this. It's almost lunchtime, so I'm pretty hungry, so not that I can actually taste anything with this cold. It is what it is. If you're wondering the background here, this is actually the Red Dwarf 20th anniversary background. I don't remember how old the 20th anniversary was from that, but anyway, let's do some fun stuff with this last one. So with my podcast in particular, I do a lot of like sound effects, audio effects, changing people's voices, raising the volume, lowering the volume, sound effects, things like that. So I'm going to talk about a couple things. So I'm going to pull in that final one where I took that file of my voice and combined the first and second half. So again, we could get rid of the background noise. We could go to effect, we could go to noise removal, we can get our profile, we can select it all, we can go back, we can get rid of it, and that gets rid of a lot of the sound, right? It's no longer wavy. My voice sounds much more crisp. Let's say I wanted to, do an intro part, just record like a kind of a cool introduction and change like the sound effects around a little bit and make my voice, or you can make your voice sound kind of weird. There's a lot of different ways to do that, and you just kind of play around with it. So you can highlight a specific bit of text, go to effect. You have amplify, which raises or lowers the sound. I have no idea what auto duck is. You can play with any of these things and try to get it figured out. Bass and treble. Pretty self-explanatory. You change the pitch. I use change pitch a lot. If you listen to sorry for the shameless plug, any of the Shadow Vein podcast stuff at the very beginning, there's me speaking, but you can't really tell it's me because the voice is really, really low. Speed, you could speed up, slow down any part. You can change the tempo. Click removal would be getting rid of like your pops and your clicks. I can't. That was a really terrible job trying to like impersonate a click. There's a click. You've got echo effects. You've got, you can repeat. You can reverse. If you want to hide any like secret messages in your pod, don't actually do that. Don't do that one. That seems like it could really get us into the wrong place. Wah-wah effects. High pass and low pass filters kind of give it like an echoey sort of feel. So does the G-verb. G-verb gives it kind of a neat echo effect. So if I click on G-verb, really it's just kind of trial and error, and you can preview. So you could take my original audio and then I could add a G-verb, and here's what it sounds like. I'm going to record. This is podcast part 1. So you can see there's an echo, and I can change the settings on there to kind of give it a kind of a cool effect. If I wanted to change the pitch, let's make my voice really squeaky, because that's fun. So I can raise it up, and it probably will be really annoying. Hang on.
I'm going to record. This is podcast part number 1.
Yeah. Simon and Theodore and Alvin right there, total chipmunks. So you could do echo, you could do any of these things. Just play around with the different options that are available to you. Don't go overboard with that. That's something that you probably should use sparingly. The second thing you could probably look at doing is you could add technically some music to your podcasts, either at the beginning or the end. A lot of podcasts will have an intro song or an outro song, just like a TV show or a movie might have. Make sure that if you are going to use anything music-wise, that if you are going to use an actual well-known song, that you try not to use more than, I believe the rule is no more than 30 seconds of the song, or else there could be some lawsuit issues, especially if we put this anywhere. There are a number of places where you can get free music. Just get on Google and type in royalty-free music, and you can download some MP3s and do what we've talked about, how to cut up audio, paste audio into the original file, and then resave. So a lot of options there. See what you want to do for your podcast. Don't forget to clean up the audio, cut things out. If there are any parts where there's dead space, you can go in and trim some of that up, and try to make it fun. You could do the same thing with like sound effects if you really wanted to. You could find sound effects online for free, save them using Audacity, and do a little bit of work. So I hope that the final drafts turn out really good on these. Make sure that as you're recording them, that it's not just you reading off a sheet. Make sure that you are really trying to make it a conversation, personalized. Make it fun to listen to. If you go back and you listen to it and you're like, wow, this was boring, then, maybe you didn't do your job as well as you could, and maybe you go back and fix things up or retry. But test out the audio, make sure everything works, and don't forget, when you're done with Audacity, before you close anything, go to export. Super important that you do so to save your file, whether on your desktop or somewhere else where you can find all these files. Hopefully that helped. That's all for me. It's lunchtime, as you can see. It's about 11:49, and I need to get some food in my system. So without further ado, take care, and we'll see you back at school in about a week.